Welcome back to Design Bundle's YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal, and today I'm going to show you guys how to apply vinyl to a sweatshirt using your bigger Cricut Easy Press. Now, you could definitely do the same thing with your heat press as well as any of your smaller Cricut Easy Presses, but that's the one we are using today. I've got a pressing pad. You could definitely use a pressing pillow as well. And then I've got my design already cut out. You guys can see how super cute this is. Now what I did was, this is like a neutral tone sweatshirt, and then I cut this out in a mustard yellow. I thought it would be super cute. So what we're gonna do first is I need to, number one, place down our little pressing pad here, and I'm actually going to put it inside of the t-shirt. So what I want to do is eliminate some of these layers, so that way it's not having to go through, the heat's not having to go through all of these layers, right? Because a sweatshirt is much thicker than a t-shirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it on the inside of this t-shirt here, and then I'm going to go ahead and smooth out my pad here. Now this is just a Jersey brand, and I'll try to link one down below for you guys. These are pretty affordable, and so what I'm going to do is just kind of, you know, smooth everything out, make sure everything looks good, and then I'm going to go ahead and take that Cricut, I'm going to use my bigger Cricut Easy Press here and remove that moisture. So what I'm doing now is just smoothing out the area that we're going to be applying the adhesive vinyl to, and then I'm just going to remove any sort of moisture. So I'm going to do that. Now, how do we figure out where this needs to go on the sweatshirt? How do we find that center? So to find that center, you definitely just can go by your little neck tag here, and then we want to come around 3 or 4 fingers down. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just trying to make sure my t-shirt's nice and straight here, and then we're just going to take our design like so. I'm going to fold it in half here, which my design's a little bit different. You have a half moon, and it's coming out a little bit. So I'm just going to try to figure out about where that center would be. Something right about there. And I'm trying to figure out about how I want this to go on here, because you could actually, you know, you could place this however you wanted to. So I think I'm actually going to do this and then kind of go here. So once again, I'm coming down around 3 or 4 fingers, and then I'm just going to make sure I'm nice and centered here. So I'm just going to smooth everything out at this point. So now what I want to do is I'm going to move my Cricut pad over, because I can tell I need to come over just a little bit. All right. Just making sure everything is on top of this. I'm going to remove this little piece here. All right, so we are good to go. So we're ready. Now, once again, if you are using a bigger heat press, you definitely would not need a pressing pad. So definitely feel free to just load this right onto your heat platen. All right, so we're ready to go, and I'm just going to take this, and we are actually going to, I think I can get this with 2 presses. So I'm going to start from the top here, and I'm going to hit go. So I'm doing 315 for 30 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the top here, and then I'm going to go ahead and move it and get the bottom part. So we're going to do it in 2 presses. Once again, if I was using, say for example, a 15 by 15 heat press, I could get this with 1 press, and I would do around 305 for around 10 seconds or so. So whenever you use a bigger heat press, it has more pressure, so it means less time, less temperature as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move this down 1 and press 1 more time. Now, the other thing about using the Cricut Easy Press is Cricut does recommend that you flip your t-shirt over and press for another 15 seconds. Now, whenever it's a t-shirt, I just simply flip it over, press again. But when it comes to a sweatshirt, because we are working with the thicker layers, I do like to flip my t-shirt inside out, put the pressing pillow right back in the middle, and then press for that 15 seconds. So that's something that I do as well with these sweatshirts. All right, so we are good to go. We're going to move that out of the way, and then we are ready to just get at a corner here and peel. I really love this color combo. I think it looks gorgeous. I'm really hoping the lighting here is allowing you guys to see the color of this sweatshirt. I think it's a little bit deeper than what you guys are seeing here, but I think this color combo here came out really cute. I definitely think a tone on tone, or even if you did this in black, would have been really cute as well. All right, so what we're gonna do here is flip it inside out. I definitely recommend that you don't skip this step. So what we're gonna do is I'm just going to flip our t-shirt inside out. You really don't have to worry about your arms so much. Just kind of get them to where they're not gonna be in your way. Something about like that. So now what we're gonna do is I'm basically going to get this down on my pad here, and I want to make sure that it's smooth on the opposite side. So I'll kind of go like this. Once again, just making sure those arms are out of my way. And then because I want to show you guys a little trick here when it comes to the inside of these t-shirts. Let me get this right here where I need it. So somewhere about like that, smoothing the underneath. Layer just like that. All right, something that I like to do, because this is this super soft, cozy stuff, I don't like to put the heat directly onto it. What I like to do is place a piece of parchment paper. So I'll take this parchment paper just like so, and then I'll press. So 15 seconds. So basically you just want to give it a little bit of pressure. You're just basically heating up that adhesive from the back side. So we're just going to go ahead and press it like so, and then I'll move it again, and then we'll get that bottom half for around 15 seconds. So once again, it's just definitely really helping it go all the way through, because you're not getting as much pressure, like I said, with these Cricut Easy Presses as you do a big heat press. All right, looks good to me. We'll get that out of the way, and then we will flip it back. So I'm absolutely in love with the way that this came out. I think this design is so cute. And I think this design would also be cute on a mug. So I think if you guys were to sublimate with this or apply some adhesive vinyl, it would be super cute as well. So I'll go ahead and bring this up here so hopefully you guys can see. Another question I get all the time is, how can you tell whether you have applied your HTV correctly? So hopefully you guys can see this texture here. If you guys can see your t-shirt texture through your HTV, then you guys are golden and you guys have it absolutely perfect. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.